The youngest boy stepped forward, clutching a few crumpled coins in his tiny hand, his voice trembling but determined. "Please, take this for the milk. If it's not enough, we promise. We'll pay you back when we grow up." That was the moment the entire diner went silent, and the toughest men in leather jackets, the kind people crossed the street to avoid, felt something inside them break. It was a cold evening in a small Canadian town where winter seemed to linger longer than anywhere else. Snow clung to the sidewalks, and the wind howled like it had a story of its own. Inside the modest roadside diner, the warmth wrapped around customers like a blanket. The smell of fresh coffee and grilled sandwiches filled the air, but near the corner booth sat 3 children who didn't seem to belong to that warmth. Their clothes were clean but worn thin, their shoes barely holding together. The oldest, a girl no older than 12, tried her best to look strong. Beside her sat her 2 younger brothers, their eyes wide, quietly watching every plate that passed by as if it were a dream they couldn't reach. They had ordered only one thing, a single glass of milk. The waitress, who had seen all kinds of people pass through those doors, noticed them immediately. There was something different about the way they Saturday. They weren't restless like most kids. They weren't laughing or playing. They were careful, almost too careful, as if they had learned too early how fragile life could be. When she brought the milk, the youngest boy held it with both hands, as if it were something precious. The 3 of them shared it slowly, taking small sips, trying to make it last. It wasn't just milk, it was comfort, survival, maybe even hope. At the other end of the diner, a group of bikers had just walked in. Their presence turned heads instantly. Heavy boots, loud laughter, leather vests covered in, patches. These were men people judged. Before even knowing them, they took their usual seats, joking with each other, ordering big meals like they owned the place. But one of them noticed the kids. He didn't say anything at first. He just watched. The way the children shared that single glass. The way the girl smiled at her brothers, pretending everything was okay. It stirred something buried deep inside him. When the waitress approached the kids with the bill, that's when it happened. The youngest boy stood up, his hand shaking slightly as he offered the coins. His voice was soft, almost breaking, but every word carried a weight far beyond his age. "Please, take this for the milk. If it's not enough, we'll come back and pay you when we're older. We promise." The waitress froze. Before she could respond, one of the bikers slowly stood up from his seat. The room grew quiet as all eyes turned toward him. He walked over, his heavy steps echoing on the floor, until he stood right in front of the children. The girl instinctively pulled her brothers closer, her protective instincts K.